Hey everyone, sorry it has been such a long time since my last video. Lots of things and crises just keep happening in my real life that get in the way of these. But today I am both very excited and a little nervous. I have my very first order from the Broken Binding. I've seen their editions around for a while, but there hasn't really been anything I'd wanted to risk buying until now, when they announced the Murderbot Diaries, and the price felt pretty reasonable. I decided to finally give them a try. Now, I've seen the Apple TV show, but I haven't read the books, so there's a small part of me wondering if buying a special edition of something that I've never read was the smartest move. So we'll see, won't we? So here's the box it came in from the Broken Binding. It's arrived a little bit broken thanks to Royal Mail, but I'm sure the books inside will be well padded, not like ordering something from Amazon. So as I said, I'm a little nervous, particularly since I've not read them before and I've not ordered from the Broken Binding before, and special editions can be kind of hit or miss. So let's see what we have inside, shall we? Let's give it... the other side. And open it up, and we have some big bubble wrap. And then of course this honeycomb paper that they like to wrap books in. Yes, they definitely have it very well protected inside here. And bubble wrap inside the padding. Padding in padding in padding. This is a bit like Pass the Parcel. Right, get that out of the way. Wow, okay. Each book is individually wrapped. It's like a birthday present. Now, I don't know which book is which. So tell you what, I'm going to pause the video here and unwrap these, and we'll come back with them all nicely unwrapped and ready to show you. And here we are, through the magic of the pause button. So let's take a look at each of these volumes. So we have the first one, which is volumes 1 and 2. We'll take a look at the dust jacket first. Got this lovely sort of silver holographic kind of lettering. The spine. And the back. The art is by Micah Epstein. And of course what the Broken Binding is quite famous for are these laser edged I think it's a shame that it's not, the second book isn't consistent. It doesn't say the Murderbot Diaries. It just has the name of the novel. I think the Murderbot Diaries is 6 novellas and a novel. This is the novel. And then volume 3. The dust jacket has a sort of very nice sort of matte feel to them. Very nice. Right, so let's take a look at the naked hardbacks. We'll take the dust jackets off. Well, that is nice. Again, you got that sort of silver embossing, that gives that slight holographic thing to it. The spine. The back has a heartless killing machine. I was a terrible failure. This is a quote from the book. The actual spine itself is very flat. I was expecting something a bit more rounded or curved. That's interesting. Let's just take a look inside. We could also have a look at the end papers. That's very nice. I must say the end papers give a sort of very sort of hard sci-fi feel to it. Now, I know that the tone of the series on Apple TV was very comedic and often quite silly, and then in other times quite moving as well. I don't know. I'm told that the tone of the books isn't quite as comedic as the Apple series, but still a lot of fun. So I hope I enjoy them. I am actually alone in my head, and that's where 90+% of my problems are. I can identify. I can very much identify with that. The last one. Humans are great at imagining stuff. That's why their media is so good. That's actually another one I can identify with. I can't identify with the heartless killing machine quote because I've never tried to be a heartless killing machine, so I wouldn't know if I was a failure or not. But those other two are definitely could easily be made by me. Just take a quick look inside there. I'm assuming these are all scenes from inside the story, which I can't wait to find out. Some of the things with the robots give me a very sort of Asimov feel to it. Only more violent. Very nice. Right, so let's take a proper look inside. We'll do it with the first and second volume. Yeah. It's actually quite a nice, heavy font. It's a nice font. It'll be very easy to read. As far as I'm aware, there's no illustrations in these. We'll just have a quick flick through, but I don't think there are any illustrations. They weren't advertised as having illustrations. That was a shadow. Very nice. The binding, I think, might be sewn. Yeah, it is sewn binding. And my absolute favorite with these, a ribbon bookmark, which I can't get out right now. I just can't get a grip on it. And I believe the front page of the first one, yeah, there it is signed by the author. So I'll tell you the truth. I don't really care much about signed books unless I've met the author. To me, a signed book, if I have a signed book, it's usually as a proof that, oh, I met this author and I got them to sign it for me. And usually I'll get it personalized. Buying a book with already signed, it doesn't mean that much to me. I'm sure it'll increase the value of the book in future, but I don't have any intention to sell these, so that doesn't matter much either. So it's nice for people who like it. I think it's just the first book that's signed. And they've made a special page especially for to sign it. So it's nice for people who really like this sort of thing. But I said I'm not really interested that much in a signed book unless I've met the author, and I've never met Martha Wells. I'm sure she's lovely, and if I ever did meet her, maybe I'd get her to sign the other two. So it's are they worth the price? I'd say definitely yes. It was only just a little bit. If I wanted to buy all 7 Murderbot Diaries, the original hardback novellas and novel, it would be only slightly cheaper than these. And that's basically what convinced me that it was worth getting. So would I order from the Broken Binding again? I think from this, definitely. If they have another book that catches my eye that I'm interested in fact, I think they've just announced something I might be. Yes. They've really protected the books in the box, unlike some other places I have mentioned before. The artwork on the covers, on the edges, and the end papers, everything, it makes me really excited to read these. I think it's just very well done. They don't feel flimsy. They don't feel rushed. I can see why people love the Broken Binding. We're not talking Folio Society quality books, but as a special edition and for the price point, these are absolutely amazing. So tell me what you think. Do we think the books will compare to the TV show, or streaming show? Is the tone going to be very different? I'm told it's not as comedic, but it is still comedic. I'll find out. I'm not going to be able to read them that soon because I've got just too many things I'm in the middle of reading at the moment. So these aren't on the top of the list to read, but hopefully I'll get to them soon and I'll find out. I'm very, very curious to see how it goes. I know they're in the first person from the point of view, so they probably don't get as much characterization of the other characters as you do in like the TV show, because you're entirely in the sec unit's head in the book. Was this a mistake? Was it a mistake to order these? I don't think so. Visually, I'm really impressed by these. I just need to read it and make sure I actually love what is inside. So, why don't you let me know? Have you read the books? What do you think of them? Do you like them? Do you prefer the Apple TV show or do you prefer the books? Is the Broken Binding worth it in your opinion? Just comment below. Share it with me and we can find out together. If you like this sort of thing, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all the other YouTube stuff which helps the algorithm and stuff, which I've never quite figured out yet, but who knows, one day I might just crack it. And hopefully I'll see you again sooner than I did last time. Right. Goodbye.